pictures. What an honor it is to be here. I know I speak for our veterans that will come up shortly. We'll keep the program rolling. Proud to say that Veterans Day is next week and we are here, and how fitting that just yesterday in Pearl Harbor at right across from Ford Island, the new visitor center for Pearl Harbor was actually dedicated and the ground broken for a new visitor center to pay respects to the USS Arizona. So if we could, more information on the Greatest Generations Foundation. Thank you for your attention. I've got to say, being part of several of those trips that we just witnessed, without exaggeration, some of the most memorable, monumental moments of my life have been spent with these World War II veterans. The man that you saw dropping petals into the harbor there with the Arizona Memorial in the background, Lou Welzer, we had a surprise marriage ceremony with him and his wife on the Big Island, or on Oahu, I should say. His story exemplifies some of the stories that we know from the Greatest Generations Foundation. Back on December 6th, 1941, he was having, I believe, dinner with his best friend there in Hawaii, on Oahu, and his friend checked his watch and he said, "Oh my God, I'm late. I've got to get back to the Arizona. I'll see you tomorrow at breakfast." And Lou left Hawaii, and that was the first time that he'd been back. And the emotion to see in an 85, 86-year-old man is something hard to describe. Remembering those who served, preservation, and education. It takes just $500 to get a World War II vet from the Colorado area back to Washington, D.C. and the World War II Memorial. I've been on several of those trips, speechless. It takes $3,000 to send a veteran to Europe, and $4,500 to send one individual to the Pacific Theater. I'd like to bring up someone who fought valiantly in the Pacific. You saw his quote at the end of that video. Corporal Jim Blaine, proud member of the United States Marine Corps. He represents for us the Pacific Theater. He was on Iwo Jima for both flag raisings on Mount Suribachi. There was also one that we didn't see. He fought in 4 major battles, the Marshall Islands, Saipan, Guam, and Iwo Jima. Every time I see this member of the 4th Marine Division who was wounded on Iwo, I don't shake his hand, I give him a big hug. So I'd like to welcome, please, and give a big warm round of applause for Corporal Jim Blaine, United States Marine Corps.
It's against Marine Corps policy to wear a cover indoors, but for this great group, I'm going to make an exception. I was one of those guys up there that you didn't notice on the screen, but I volunteered for this organization about 2.5 years ago. I couldn't play golf every day, and I couldn't ski every day. I had to have something to do. Well, I got wrapped up in it, and it's the best thing I ever did, and I think it's made me a bit younger. As you heard Stefen say, our veterans are leaving us about 1,500 a day, our World War II guys, but I've decided I'm not going. So I'm going to help all these other guys while I'm still around. Background, I was born and raised in Peoria, Illinois. Worked for Caterpillar a little bit. Went in the Marine Corps, and my mother asked me, "Why did you take the Marine Corps?" I said, "Well, I was told that that's where I'd see the action first." Well, they were right. I spent 3 years in the Corps, and as Stefen said, I went through 4 major battles, Iwo Jima being the last one, which put me in the hospital for about 6 months, but I'm still here. Some of you here might have met me before. I spent 35 years in the oil and gas business, the equipment side, and my picture is still down there in the New Petroleum Club, as served as president in 1979. I was also on the board of the Bank of Skyline, United Bank of Skyline, for 5 years. But I got out of that business and enjoyed every minute of it.